topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning, Nashville. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show, where for the last 16 years, can you believe that? 16 years, we have brought you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. We've got a great show for you this morning. We're waiting for our expert to come on. We're going to be talking about Medicare, Medicare Advantage. It is such an important topic. The reason why is I am actually on Medicare, and I'm telling you, I was so uninformed when it came to Medicare. I had a friend that just came up and said to me, "How do you like Medicare?" And I said, "I haven't started it yet." And he said, "Well, you've hit that age." And I said, "Well, what do I do?" And I'm telling you, because of being late on the draw, it cost me penalties. And I'm so hoping a show like this that will educate you on different areas of Medicare. There are so many different areas when it comes to Medicare. We've got, I think, a couple weeks left under what's called the Medicare Advantage program. They extend that to enroll. But if you're getting ready to turn 65, and it depends on your birthday, if you're getting ready to turn 65, and you're in the Tennessee area, we have the greatest agent in Randy Hall. I am telling you, we are so excited about this show. He's been running with us for about 8 months now. And I'm going to give you the name of his company. It's such a cool name. It's so apropos. It's the Independent Medicare Broker, and it's called Mr. Nice Guy Medicare. His name is Randy Hall. Let me give you his phone number. It's 615-578-5174. And I got to tell you, it is so important, the type of agent that you get, because my first agent, I'm going to tell you, well, he was horrible. And let me tell you, the reason why he was horrible is he was an independent agent. And it was, when you have an independent agent, you represent many different companies, not just one company. So when you sign up with Randy to handle basically all the work, all the legwork that has to be done, he can present you with 2, 3, 4 different types of Medicare. Whereas if they work for the company, they're just going to show you the companies. So my guy, this is amazing. He gave me just one company to choose. I didn't even get a choice with him, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having an independent agent. So and I didn't know this. Again, I was so uninformed when it came to this, I didn't know that he could present me 2 or 3 different policies to choose from. So I'm sorry, I keep looking back at my phone to see if our guest is not. This is very unusual for him. I don't know if they had a big snowstorm in the Nashville area, but I've been doing the show with him for so long, and because I am on Medicare, I am very informed now. But when I changed agents, I found out that my agent could have presented me with many different options. And what really started is you see these national commercials. We've been inundated since October with this information about Medicare. And I got to tell you, some of it sounds so good. And I kept seeing, hey, we're offering $2,500 in groceries, and we're offering this, we're offering that. I'm like, how come I don't have any of that? So I contacted my agent, and he said, oh, I didn't know you wanted that. And I was like, how would I know what I want if I don't know anything about Medicare and you're the pro? And that alone forced me to hire a new agent. And you don't write them a check. I mean, they get paid by Medicare. So there is so much due diligence and legwork to do when it comes to choosing, because everybody's situation is different. These policies change year by year. I mean, I found that some of the biggest companies were dropping coverage in certain areas. It's all done by zip code, and who would know things like this but a good agent? So we found Randy Hall, and folks, I got to tell you, by the numbers that we're getting just on YouTube alone are incredible. And it just shows that there's so many people out there who don't understand about Medicare. I mean, we still have people going back and looking at Randy's shows from 7 or 8 months ago. That's shows you that people want to learn about Medicare. And, when you just, I got to tell you this, I haven't shared this with Randy yet, but I wanted to share this year. I called 2 major companies. I called them direct. I didn't go through the agent, and I told them I was looking for Medicare. And the first, remember, these are large companies. The first company gave me a rate. So what I did was I called back. Of course, I got another in-house person. They gave me a completely different rate. And then I called back a third time, thinking, hey, best 2 out of 3. But I got a third rate difference. So I called the second. Now, these are large Medicare companies. I'm not going to mention names at all. And again, I got 3 different responses. When you go through an agent like Randy Hall, he's going to give you, first of all, he's going to find out what your needs are. And he's going to tell you what's available in your zip code. So we went through this, and I found there was things like, let me give you an example. One company would pay for eyes, like optical, which I got to tell you becomes extremely expensive if you've ever bought eyeglasses before and had the test. So one company paid for all the tests and paid for the eyeglasses. Another company would only pay $130 for the eyeglasses towards the purchase. They also do, some of them do hearing, some of them do dental. You want to have, what I learned is you want to have a lot of specialists. Now, you can go on PPO or HMO. I went on HMO, and everybody told me not to go on HMO because the specialists aren't that good. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know why. I've had to use 3 specialists. One of them was an orthopedic surgeon that specialized in knees, and another orthopedic surgeon that specializes in shoulders. And I got to tell you, I had to have a knee replacement, and I had to have a hip replacement. I got to tell you, both physicians, I had the greatest respect for. They both did an incredible job, but everybody scared me for it, saying, you're not going to get a good doctor. I also had another specialty, which I'm like in love with my doctor because he has been so good and such a big help. So when these people tell you, because with a PPO, you can pick your specialist. With an HMO, you have to go with the ones in the group. So I would have people tell me, if you go with the ones in the group, okay, I'm trying to read on you and read. Is Randy here?
Yeah, I apologize profusely. I had it at 9:25, Steve.
That's not a problem. But hey, listen, I got to tell you, I've been talking about you for the last 10 minutes.
Hopefully in a good way.
Thank God I learned so much from you. I was just telling people, Randy, that how important it is to have a good agent. And all the problems I went through. I don't know if I shared this with you, but I actually called 2 major companies. Doesn't matter who the names are. And I spoke to their local people. And Randy, both of them, I called 3 times, and 3 times I got a different answer what they would do for my zip code.
Of course.
And I said, if you have an agent, the agent's going to do all the work for you. And if it's someone like Randy, who's an independent, he can show you more than just one plan. But tell people first, Randy, tell people about your company.
So we're Mr. Nice Guy, Medicare advisor. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Is it me or is my head really shining?
We go to the same barber.
I guess it's light. But anyway, I'm normally not this bright. But all that to say, we're in Franklin, Tennessee. And I've been an independent broker for 16 years. And to your point, what you were saying is all these companies pay us. So we're not biased by anything other than what's best for each individual person. So, whether you go with a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage plan, when you have an independent agent, we can listen to your situation and what your preferences are. And if you do go Advantage, it's very important that we look up your doctors and your drugs. If we go supplement, it's important that you understand, what it all covers and what it doesn't cover. Because as you may know already, Steve, Advantage plans will give you more goodies or extra benefits. And it's a pay-as-you-go kind of situation, but it does have networks. Whereas Medicare supplements, well, that's based on original Medicare being your primary, and then the supplement pays the part Medicare doesn't. But when you go that route, it's more set it and forget it, because if your doctor or provider takes Medicare, they're going to take your supplement. But what you got to know is that you have to get a standalone drug plan, because if you don't get one when you first become eligible, you could get penalized for that. later on down the road if you get one later on down the road. And also, does it come with dental, vision, or hearing? So if those are things that you want, you have to buy them separately or standalone, as some people would call it. So,
Randy, you know what? I got to tell you, I did not know that there's major companies dropping their coverage in certain zip codes and states. They've just
right.
pulled out. And that's one of the things an agent's going to tell you who's available in your area.
Right. So like what you just said there, we had 3 major plans pull out. I'm here in Williamson County, right by Davidson County in Tennessee, Nashville and Franklin area. And when that happened, anybody I had on that plan, guess who called them up? I did. I called all my people up and sent them letters. And I said, look, if you don't do anything, they're just going to put you back on original Medicare. So you need to either pick a new one or we need to get you a Medicare supplement. And if you just sign up or do everything on your own and you don't, I've come across a dozen people who didn't, for whatever reason, it missed them. Either they don't read their mail. Some of them didn't get the mail saying that, hey, your plan is going to, they call it terminated. Your plan gets terminated. Your plan got terminated. So you need to do something. Well, so, I guess that's kind of good for me if they're not my clients. But I don't want you, the people out there watching this, to have to suffer, So, anybody who's got a Medicare Advantage plan, I call them up every year to bring them up to date on changes anyway, just because these plans do change on a year-to-year basis. So if it's still the best plan for them, which, is what I hope to be the case, I tell them just to stay the course and keep on with it. But I would say last year, a good 20% of my people needed to change to something different. So, and the year before that, Steve, it was a massacre, man. There was almost a third of my book of business I had to change to something else, which I'm not trying to brag. That's a ton of people that I had to move from one company to another. But that's what I'm here for. Right. I'm not just a pretty face, Steve. I'm here to help. You know what I mean? So I would rather they hear it from me than from somebody else, like, I don't know, Henry Winkler or Tom Selleck or Jimmy Walker.
Right.
Who else? Joe Namath. He could throw that pigskin 50 years ago, but he doesn't know crap about Medicare. You want to get with a broker who does, whether it's me or somebody else. But
and
can I just promote something on my website real fast?
That's a national commercial, Randy.
Yeah, it is.
So it's not the same for everybody.
That's true. Yeah. So what's available to you is based on the county you live in when it comes to Medicare Advantage. And if it's drug plans, it's based on the state you live in. But can I just promote something right quick before I forget?
Absolutely.
So I have a website, and it's scrolling down there on the bottom there. Every now and again, I'll write an article on there just because I want the information out there. I want people to I have a lot of free information on there. So if you have burning questions, if you go to my website, it may be covered on there. But the article I just wrote was on Plan N, which is a Medicare supplement, versus Plan G, which is also a Medicare supplement. And I know we usually talk Advantage on here, but I sell supplements and Advantage plans. And
we're getting questions, people asking, not only that is, do you handle all of Tennessee?
Yes. Yeah. So if you live in my state, you can call me and I can help you. So all I have to say is if you already have a Medicare supplement and you're in decent health and your rates have gotten higher, you can change your supplement anytime you want. You just have to be willing to answer health questions with another company. So I'm in the article I wrote, and Plan N, which I really wasn't paying a lot of attention to. It's come to my realization that the prices are very competitive, and the difference between N and G is not that big of a deal which if you're curious, read the article. It'll spell it all out, why I'm saying that. But say you've got a supplement and you love the supplement, but it's kind of expensive. If you're in Tennessee, you can call me and I can see what I can do to help lower your rate. So
I just want to say this before we're down to a minute, but Randy and I got to tell you, Randy's numbers, if you look at just his YouTube numbers, we are getting so many people coming to his show. And what I also noticed is there's so many people coming to watch it after the show. And that's what we want. We want to educate you. And I did something with Randy we normally don't do. I wanted to make sure, because people enjoy how you do your show, Randy.
Well,
and we are going to be around for at least till the end of next year.
We've been renewed for a second season.
And we're going to be adding shows. We're going to be doing, yes. Stop doing so good. Okay. Tell people.
I got to keep it fresh somehow.
Yeah. Tell people how they can reach you again.
The very best way to reach me is to call me or text me at 615-578-5174. And obviously, I don't charge any money. I will ascertain your situation if you want me to, or answer a question if you need me to. And I get back to people within 24 hours, unless I'm out of the country or something. But if you want to email me, you can. But calling or texting is usually the way to get responsiveness the fastest.
Well, we're going to be running the show again, and then Randy will be back with us next month. Hey, I'm sorry about the mix-up, Randy, but hey, we got a good show in, and we'll see you next month.
You know what they say, better late than great. Actually, they don't say that. They say better late than never. But
you're the best.
Be bad or the best bad you be good or the best bad you can be, Steve-O.
That's Randy Hall. We're going to go to a break. We come back. We've got more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.